Okay, so this is basic imaging part 2. As you remember, last week we did import, and there was a button down here in this corner for importing. Well, we moved the buttons over here, so this plus button over here is now our import, and it actually makes more sense. It looks like a lot more like import, and it's a lot more cleaner, and it pops out. It's a little bit more monochromic, and that's exactly what you want it to be. But we already imported an image. Instead of just exporting this week, how about sending the image to something, like send the image to mail, or send the image to iPhoto, or Aperture, or some other program. And a lot of image applications do allow you to take your image and attach it to an email. So you can send that picture to friends and family. Or you might want to send it, like I said, to iPhoto or Aperture, because those two applications are sort of photo browsers, things that you keep your pictures in, a place to store them. And then your application obviously would have a lot more image editing to it than those two applications. So let's just take a look here. So we have send to mail and send to iPhoto. So let's take a look at send to mail. We'll take this and it opens up our picture in a new email client, and hopefully this is on screen. I know this little capture area is not very big. It's got to be about something like that. And you can see this here is Mac Mail, and it's a new message. Down here you can actually change the size. We're just going to make this smaller so you can kind of see it a little bit better on screen. And as you can see, you can type in a message. Woo! Say, hello world, check out my great pic. Or how about my great snap? Yeah! And then you can fill in the rest of it here. And you can send that off. And, you know, boom. And if you change the size, you can see that, hey, your text still fits in there. So you can send off your picture. So let's just close that demo, and let's now try open this in iPhoto. Let me select my application and not the IDE, and let's send to iPhoto. This will take a second, and because I am running my screen capture program, it does take a little bit of memory. You'll see the little Mac ball going. That usually doesn't happen for iPhoto. This is iPhoto's older version. It's not iPhoto 11 yet. I'm still waiting for it to be delivered. I thought it'd be delivered today. Oh well. And there you can see it's now preparing to import our image. This is the second one we imported of this particular file. And as you can see, there's our image. So now we actually have 3 versions of this because I imported it earlier to make sure it worked. And just imported it now, and this picture was originally in iPhoto. So there you go. So you can import it to iPhoto. So let's just take a look at the code that does this. It's very simple stuff. And this is in our... Oops, let me see if I can grab this text editor down here. This is just in the file menu. So it's a simple menu pick. Switch. So we're switching ppick. And, you know, case new, no code, case open, no code. We didn't put any code in there yet for these. We didn't even put code in there for quit. But that's because we are still in development here. So, we are just getting the G-active image and we're putting in the pic name. And G-active image is whatever image is active in this checkerboard rect. So anytime we bring in a new image, it is going to be put into this location. Or not location, but this global variable. So whatever the active image in this rect is will be in that global variable. And that's just the way I set that up. You can set up any way you like. Then I get the temp name, which the temp name is a function that returns the system temporary folder. So the temporary folder where developers are allowed to put temporary files onto user systems as returned by the system, and obviously the system is macOS 10.6 plus. And so we're going to just put that into this variable here, and we're going to take that variable and we're going to attach a ping to it, and we're going to put it back into the same variable. So we're just attaching that to it, and then we just export this image here, and we're going to export this here as a PNG file because that's just one of the things that Mail supports PNG, you know, GIF and JPEG, and maybe a couple others, but it's pretty popular. And then all we're doing is locating where our Mail app is. So we're taking that file, the temp file, and we're launching that with Mail. And boom, you've seen how it opened in Mail. Very simple. And we're doing the same thing for iPhoto. Now this is a very simple demo script. You might want to improve on it just a little bit if you're going to deploy this to a customer base. You know, you're going to actually go commercial with it. Like, give the option to the user that, like, maybe within the preferences, select what mail client that you're using. So like if you have a user that's not using Mac Mail and is using a different mail client, they can select it, so when they go up into the file menu and it says, oops, let's go back into my application. It says send to mail. It sends to their mail, their selected mail client, because they may use a different client. And you can also have it so, you know, it doesn't just send to iPhoto. Maybe it sends to Apple's Aperture, Photoshop, or any Lightroom, any of the other type of applications that store images. So that's pretty much it. It's not exporting, but it's a way to take your image from your application. So say you have an application that does something with images, like say adds really cool special effects and filters and whatnot, which will be a later tutorial obviously, and you want to send it straight to an application such as Mail or back to iPhoto or maybe to Aperture or something of the sort. Well, that's sort of how you would do it with these basic scripts. And like I said, this may not be your end script, but this gets you in the ballpark of how to do it, and it's very simple. So again, thanks for watching, and hopefully in the next time I'll have either export, or I'm going to show you the image data, or how about even working with core image. And I have built my own core image external using macOS 10.6 using all public frameworks. So if you're using Livecode and you're going to target macOS 10.5, 10.6, I do have a core image external, and I'm going to be showing a few demos using this particular stack. So in coming weeks, well actually I have them done now, but I'm going to be uploading them within a couple weeks. Okay, have fun. Later.